Good evening and welcome to the Unprofessional Professional Sports Show. I'm your host, BA, along with our other hosts, Bo Crouch, Keith Ingle, James, J-Train, Martin. Hope y'all fellas are doing good today. It's been a real long week for sports news, especially for football. A lot of coaches coming in and out. First and foremost, one of the coaches that we have that was Miami Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley as HC. We'll get into what we think about them kind of things, who's getting hired and stuff like that. Eric Bieniemy will retire his halfback coaching duties or running back coaching duties and return to Kansas City as an OC. Seahawks running back. Well, we'll get to that in a minute too. Detroit Lions hire Drew Petzing as a new OC. We'll get into that. Robert Saleh gets hired as Tennessee's Titans head coach. And finally, Mike McDaniels is hired by Los Angeles Chargers as an OC. So out of these hires, I mean, was any of them funny to you or don't think they're going to fit? Or what was your opinion on any of these? Anybody go ahead. Just shout out.
I think the Eric Bieniemy, to me, instead of OC, you might as well call it EC, empty calories. Because I don't think he was ever an OC to begin with. I think that's just he just filled the job sort of like Pete Carmichael for Sean Payton. It really showed itself when Sean Payton left and he tried to become the OC down in New Orleans. It was just a pure crap show. That's putting it lightly. And so, and you see what was able to go on in the career of Eric Bieniemy once he left to try to make lateral moves and do things that didn't work out in Washington. And then of course he had to go somewhere else in UCLA. That didn't work out. And then now he's kind of crawling back to Kansas City with his tail between his legs, but good for him that he's able to get that job back.
Sticking with the coordinators, I find the pairing of McDaniel and Harbaugh to be very interesting because there's two more quirky guys in the league than those two guys. And it's going to be interesting to see how those quirks work together. It could be magic, I guess, but it could also be a disaster, I suppose. But that's going to be very interesting to kind of keep an eye on.
On the plus side, either way, it'll be must-see TV, whether it's magic or a disaster. How loud is that on your side?
I don't know what it
said. They're trying to break.
Not me.
No. The band is setting up, so naturally I can't find the sweet spot for this show when I have to be here for a game.
So the big thing about a lot of these hires, are they fits? That's a big word that's being used with these hires. Some of the, they don't fit, like the Kevin Stefanski hire in Atlanta. A lot of people are choosing out for that, for the fits on that one. I don't understand that one, but that's what fans are saying. They don't think it's a good fit. So
I think the situation in Cleveland, I think most fans are just like they're kind of fair weather and they just click on clicks and likes and read titles and stuff like that. They don't really know that, okay, this guy in the most obscure situation or the most destined football place you can go to was coach of the year twice. This somebody who actually, I get it. Look, it didn't look good the last year with the two quarterbacks they had, but the offensive line was putrid. The wide receivers weren't catching the ball. The guy still can coach. He went to Penn, for crying out loud. He's a pretty sharp, innovative coach, and I think I see there's some more words between him and Baker Mayfield. So I know Baker not really happy that he's coming in the division. He can't wait to show him up a little bit, but
we will get into
you're giving Stefanski a Porsche, or he's got every weapon at his. He didn't have that in Cleveland. especially at the running back position. I mean, Bijan Robinson, man, come on. I think Stefanski's going to do well there, and I think Atlanta's going to be a lot better for it to have a coach like him at their side. And I don't want to see that. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. I don't want to see it at all.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be better.
I don't understand Baker Mayfield's situation here because from what I understand, Stefanski did not want Deshaun Watson at any point in time any more than he wanted Shadur Sanders. So he wanted Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield and Stefanski got a fumble away from getting to the AFC Championship game in 2020. And I don't think it's Stefanski's issue that Baker Mayfield moved on. I think it was the organization and the owner does what the owner wants to do there. And it's a good situation to get out of. And I think he's getting into a much better situation, as James said. I think it's a great fit, personally, with all those weapons on offense. And, I mean, there's some questions at quarterback, yes, that have to be fixed as well. But he's going to pick a guy, and I think he'll stick with him. And he'll be allowed to do that, where he wasn't going to be allowed to do that in Cleveland. So I think it's a good hire.
Well, let's not forget that Kirk Cousins and Stefanski have a past relationship in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind having older quarterbacks, take the helm. What's the guy? I can't think of his name. The Ravens.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco. He got the best use out of him. I think he'll get really good use out of Kirk Cousins, especially for $10 million this season.
So I haven't really seen everybody here doesn't like this. Doesn't seem to be Falcon fans, by the way. Maybe they are, but Falcon fans ought to be happy with what they got here. I think it's the best. Well, other than Harbaugh, it might be the best hire we see in this cycle.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously going to take a huge step forward here. I mean he's at least going to remember Bijan's on the roster for the other half of the game. So I mean this should be a huge step forward. And James, to your point. He wins Coach of the Year twice with an organization that shoots themselves in the foot constantly. So, yeah, I expect them to be significantly better in a very winnable division. Like, there's no reason they underachieved the way they did over the last couple of years based on their roster anyway. But to answer Scott's question there, who's the quarterback week one? That's Cousins week one because Penix is still going to be injured, right? So he's still going to be rehabbing when week one rolls around. So it's going to be Kirk Cousins. Cousins is cheap at this point. The bulk of his contract there is already paid. So, Cousins is going to get that start. They probably transition mid-season when Penix is ready to rock because they're not going to bring Cousins back for more, right? So after this year, I think it's either done or there's like a team option. So you have to imagine they're going to lean fully into Penix from there.
Yeah, the other elephant in the room is Detroit's hiring of Drew Petzing as new offensive coordinator. Amon St. Brown had a message to the Lions fans that were dissatisfied with the hire. Listen to this.
It's talking crazy, like, oh, why would we do this? Like, bro, do you guys have no trust in Dan? Like in the Lions, you think they would just hire a random dude? Like, be for real. Like, you think they don't know what they're doing? They don't do their research. They don't interview. Like, most of you guys don't know really much about anything, about any ball.
Wow.
Wow. And you're tweeting about a coach that was hired that you guys don't like because of XYZ. Like, it's just funny to me to see. Don't get me wrong. I love all Lions fans, but they are so quick to make, judgments about who we hired, who we did this. Like, bro, just relax, calm down. Like, let the whole thing play out. Like, you guys just let it play out. Just relax. That's all I gotta say. Relax, man. Relax.
I mean, so the one thing I'll say about it is I get the apprehension from fans because he didn't exactly have a dynamic offense with the Cardinals, right? And so he's going from OC to OC, and what you saw from him wasn't great. And he wasn't necessarily getting the best out of the guys he had either, right? I mean, it's not like there was devoid of talent on that roster, but man, did it underperform. So I get the apprehension. At the same time, Dan Campbell did pick this guy, right? It's not like it was dictated to him. So he has to know something maybe the rest of us don't. So I agree with him a little bit there. But if you're going on recent work, you can't be super optimistic.
And he loves all Lions fans, even though they're idiots, apparently. So good for him. So
Well,
he's hard.
to be fair, I'd say the same thing about Lions fans. To be fair, I'd say they're effing idiots too sometimes. So, I mean, I do the same thing because they fly off the handle about everything. And dude, you're not used to success. That's the problem with these Lions fans now. Now they have 4 seasons of winning records.
You are one, though.
Nuts.
You
Yeah,
are
I
one.
am. But I'm talking about these guys are like that joined the bandwagon when Dan Campbell joined the team. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Those kind of fans. Those fans are always like, oh, they don't know nothing about what happened in 2008 when they went 0-16. 0-16. I mean, dang. Come on, give the guy a break. I mean, I'm not really happy about the hire either, but I give everybody their props. If they get in there and he does a good job, then I'm shutting my mouth. But it's, hey, Amon's closer to anybody on that team than that goes on that organization than we are. So he has enough to say. So I respect that.
Guys I just fired though too, right? I mean, can you understand why guys might have some skepticism? He's the same guy who hired a guy they just fired. So maybe he isn't as good at that as we think. I don't know. There's something to it, I guess. The Cardinals' offense was pretty pathetic, but there's also.
I don't think he wasn't fired. He wasn't fired. Was he? Oh, you mean Brett? No motion, Morton. I mean, see, this is the problem I have with this whole situation.
They're irate now.
It's setting it up to me. This is how I feel about it. It's setting it up to me. Yeah, really. Where's Cliff Queensberry? It's setting up to me that it's going to go the same route it did last year with Morton. Okay, there's going to be something that displeases Dan, and halfway in the season, he's going to take play calling duty again, and he's going to shoot the Lions in the foot like he did last year. And that's the thing that I have the fear of. Because you did not get, and then Mike McDaniels came there and he said, "Oh well, they didn't have a fit." Okay, he is a pretty good offensive coordinator. I don't know why he wouldn't be a fit if he. See, the thing about Pizzing that I don't like is he's not. I don't think he's creative. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care. You can take this offense and do anything. Dan showed you that for half of the season. He went out there and did everything with that offense. We didn't do anything win-wise, but as far as producing, we could do that. We got the players to do that. But at the same time, no creativity. And it was predictable at some times. I want to see an offensive coordinator come in there be like Ben Johnson that has creativity and non-predictability.
And that's the thing. Ben Johnson laid the groundwork that spoiled you. And now you're trying to fill that void. You're trying to fill that void. Look, I know you wanted Mike McDaniel. I remember we talked about this on previous shows and episodes. And you interviewed him. My question is, what made him walk out the building and not sign? And I mean, I know he was in Miami, he was on the Atlantic coast, and now he's on the Pacific coast. Maybe he's a guy that wants to be by the water and with a team. He didn't want to be in Detroit. But what do you think, B? Why did Mike McDaniel sign?
Well, there's a thing going around that, because the Lions didn't say he was a fit, he kind of turned up his, Mike McDaniel said this, turned up his nose at him. That was a read. Knowing and reading are two different things, okay? I have a media person here for the Lions organization that's pretty credible, but again, he put it out there as read, not as knowing. So, I mean, to know somebody has turned their nose up at something is different than reading that. Okay, you can read all you want. That's just an assumption. Reading is an assumption. But, I mean, I don't know. Dan, I think Mike McDaniels is larger than life. I think he's Ben Johnson after Ben Johnson became popular. That's what he is. And he really didn't get – I mean, as quiet as it's kept, him and Ben Johnson weren't the best people together. once Ben Johnson got that offense together and he got, you know, his britches full, he was like, yeah, I'm the man, and I'm keeping this offense going. And then, you know, with Dan, that kind of rubs you the wrong way because, you know, I'm the head coach. You know what? Hey, calm down, bro. So,
My question is this: if this plays out the way you just said it would play out, exactly like this year played out. And first of all, I didn't know we could use air quotes on this show, so I'm going to start using those if you don't mind. I didn't know they were legal. So thank you for. Anyway, if it plays out that way, what other solution is there but to fire the head coach at that point? Because there's nowhere else to go. If this whole situation repeats this year, as you just predicted it would or could, doesn't Dan Campbell have to eventually take the fall here?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna have to. He's under the. To me, right now, he's under the Mike Tomlin rule. I don't think they're going to give him a hot seat until he absolutely destroys his team, which is usually what Lions ownership does in the first place. Hey, wait until you get to destroy. We'll wait for Armageddon, and then we'll fire you. But yeah, I don't see that he'll get fired. But I think that Brad Holmes will be more in the mix of hiring the coordinators than him. Now, I know Dan has to pass that through Brad. It does have to pass through Brad, but if he trusts Dan, then he's going to say, okay, just sign off on it. He'll sign off on it. But if he sees this is not working out, second year in a row, I'm sure that Brad's going to take this into his own hands and say, I'm going to find an offensive coordinator that's going to be best for this team. Dan, you're just the head coach. You're the guy that's got to oversee everything, but I got to do this because we're not doing anything when you get the helm. And he's probably going to say it in a more respectful term than I said it, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not really.
Is that a term of endearment? Or what is that?
Hello, Jack Wagons?
Yeah, is that a term of endearment?
That's just what.
I don't know about endearment.
I don't know.
But yeah, so that, I mean, what Amon said is partially true. We got some Lions fans that just go over the hill about certain stuff. They don't sit there and wait. They expect stuff to be instant microwave dinner. You know what I'm saying? And
isn't that Dan Campbell too? Isn't that Dan Campbell? Isn't that him the same way?
No. Dan Campbell wants an offensive coordinator to be an offensive coordinator for 4 years. And see, this is another thing that bothers me about the situation. He says he wants an offensive coordinator that's consistent down the line. In other words, he wants offensive coordinator that's not going to get hired for a head coach job. Well, dude,
he's not going to be very good.
That happens.
Right.
So what are you trying to tell me? You know?
If your offensive coordinator is not getting offered a job after 4 years, he probably sucks, is what I would guess.
He wants a mediocre guy at the position, is what he's saying.
Right. And again, this is what I'm gathering from the whole situation. It could be a replay of last season, and I'm not condoning that behavior because that's just ridiculous, dude. Dan did as best he could, but you're not an offensive coordinator, dude. No way in hell are you an offensive coordinator. You're predictable. You have no creative ability on the offense. Fortunately, we have good players that can run that offense the way they can. And that's fine. We got to fix the offensive line too, but that's a whole different thing. But I mean,
I'm with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let it play out. I mean,
I agree.
You are still a talented team. You still got all your weapons in place. Get that offense, shore up that offensive line, and you got a great quarterback at the helm. He's a traditional quarterback, so you got to figure out. I hope. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Drew what?
Petzing.
Petzing.
Petzing. Petzing.
That name doesn't give Ben Johnson.
I'll be right back.
That's awesome. Put up that Star Trek reference. I love it.
Petzing. So okay, so we touched on that. Another thing that we this week going toward the playoff games for the championship. The conference championships. Seattle Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet will miss the rest of the playoffs, undergoing season-ending knee surgery. Man, that
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah, he was the OC
Well,
for Arizona. Where you been at, Robbie?
so
This is
Kenneth Walker
that's
is the
awesome.
man. I mean, you look at Kenneth Walker and you see how he played in that last game. He's doing what he was supposed to do when he came out of Michigan State. So I don't think they're going to fall off at all.
It'll hurt, but I don't think it'll hurt. I think this team will still win this game, assuming Sam Darnold doesn't implode and turn into the Sam Darnold that we saw at the end of last year. I think it'll hurt them, but I don't think it's going to derail them.
But
I think the biggest thing with Sam. Go ahead, B.
I think the thing that's going to be the most telling, and he's proven it over the last couple of games, actually over the last few games, is Kenneth Walker. He was bland practically all through the season. In the last 4 games, he came out of here like he was just getting in the league. So, I mean, the dude is racking up numbers and he's playing hard. So let's see if he can continue that. I don't really care about Sam Darnold. If you can get that running game going, Sam doesn't have to make all those damn decisions. So then he'll be fine. But
the only problem with Sam Darnold is where I don't trust him is having to put the game in his hands. If you're like in overtime in a situation like going to what Chicago did with Caleb Williams. Don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams got them to where they were at that point in the game, but that egregious throw was something that's sort of Sam Darnold-esque, as we saw at the end of last year. And so you can't do that. I mean, this is a team that's built for the Super Bowl. Look, they look like they're the favorites right now. They're not even in the NFC Championship yet. They haven't even played that game, but they look like they're favored to win the Super Bowl no matter who plays them because of how good they look at every aspect of their team. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching. It all looks good. I think the biggest thing go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just to Scott's point about Sam Darnold, he put up about Sal Palantonio. I get that. They can't let him beat them. He's the one thing that can beat them. And they're not going to let that happen, I don't think, unless if they get behind 2 touchdowns and Sam Darnold's got to be more than what Sam Darnold can do, they're going to lose this game for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in the last game they played, the defense basically did their job.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and Kenneth Walker, like I said, took over the game. So they really have to worry about Sam Darnold throwing. I think only Sam Darnold had like 100-something yards passing.
17 times, I think he threw the ball.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't throw the ball very much. So if you can keep him under that.
I think they would love for Sam Darnold to throw the ball 17 times again this week. If he does, they win. I can tell you that right now. That's maybe what you want to look for, right? Sam Darnold throws the ball 20 times or less, they're definitely going to win. If he throws the ball more than 30, they might be in trouble.
And it just means they have to stop. They have to stop Kenneth Walker.
Yeah,
and I just don't see that. I don't see it at all. I like comfortably saying this right now. I like Seattle for sure to win this game, and I love Sean McVay. I think he's a great coach. I think he can pull some rabbits out of the hat, but they've played some really tight games. I mean, the Bears, by all intents and purposes, they should have won that game. That was just a really bad throw. They really should have won that game.
Bad throw.
And I just think that
I think there's a combination. I think it was a bad route too. It didn't look like Moore was where.
Yes, they were off. They weren't on the same page. You're right.
Quarterback at that point, right? So it's got to be.
Because yes, I can say, and rest in peace, Mac. Mac used to get on me when the Bears drafted Caleb Williams, and you said I had a big, huge poster of Caleb Williams in my room, because I was a big, huge fan of him and his fingernails. So I think that Caleb Williams has dramatically improved, and his success. That 4th and 4, that's one. And the Mike Tirico call. Every now and then I get goosebumps because I'll go back and watch that call.
It's a great call.
Yes. It was just such a great call. And I really, that 4th and 4, it was 4th and 4 and 14 yards for the touchdown. and that ended up being a 50+ yard throw. It's incredible, man. There's some things you just can't teach. Some things you just cannot teach, and that's just one of them.
I kind of agree with that just a slight bit, but luck has to be a factor in that whole situation too, because Caleb was not looking when he threw that ball. He was just, in his mind, he was thinking of a general area where a receiver would be in that play. And then I don't know what was going on with the defense of the Rams. I don't know, they're lollygagging.
Supposedly there was a push off with Cole Kmet.
Thumbs up. They showed that one, but I mean, that dude was, even if he did push off, you still had two corners back there sitting by themselves. I mean, what's going on? You got a safety and a corner back there. What's going on?
Because those goofballs thought he was done. They thought they didn't think he was going to throw the ball.
If you look at the play, you see both of them looking at the play. They're not even looking behind him.
Yeah.
Even after he got pushed off on, he wasn't looking behind him. He was looking at the play. And when he threw the ball, it's like, uh-oh.
Once the ball, he's only 8 yards away from the guy. He could have got to the ball. He didn't even make an effort to get to the ball. And I thought they played pretty good defense until the guy didn't go to the ball. I don't understand why he didn't make a move to the ball. Because the receiver did push off a little bit. They're not going to call that because it was so early. But Caleb didn't find that guy. I mean, the ball found him. That's all. Because he did. I got a guy over there somewhere. I'm throwing it up. That's all he did.
That was just that was made for TV moment. That's what that was.
That's great.
But the previous game, he also threw a 4th and 8 to 21 yard to Roma Dunze.
Well, so he was cognizant of that one. It wasn't like he was running backwards and throwing off the back foot or whatever the case may be. He was cognizant of that one.
All I'm saying is he didn't see the guy and throw it to the guy. Just where he thought he'd be. But for him to get the ball there is that's amazing. There's not a lot of guys who are going to do that. Just all right.
Now, had somebody been paying attention.
You can hedge your bet now, Danny, because I like Seattle.
Yeah.
I've been hot, though. Very, very well in these playoffs and betting. I got one loss.
Robert, I agree with you. I just think when he got drafted, that's what I thought Miro was going to be. I thought he was going to be a gadget guy. At this juncture of his career, he's going to be a gadget guy like Taysom Hill. And believe it or not, Taysom Hill ran like a 4.3 and a 40 when he was younger, man. And I watch New Orleans all the time. Milroe is that same guy. He really is that same guy. They need to give him the ball some more. But I guess right now, the way they're playing, they don't even need to use him.
But if they haven't run that play, which Bo is here, because as far as I know, they haven't run that type of play down at the goal line. It's kind of dangerous to kind of pull it out now, but maybe they have, and I'm not aware of it.
Yeah,
everybody's got down there though.
The unprofessional sports show. Kind of dangerous to pull it out now. Wow.
Oh well, there you go. Probably
by the way,
just
to get some professionalism into this show a little bit, I do thank the St. Brown brothers for that clip of St. Brown going off on the fans.
Was that his brother? That was his brother?
Yeah, that's his brother. Yep. E. I just call him E because it's like it was an
Equanimous.
Thank you.
He played for the Saints for a little bit. Yeah.
He played for Green Bay. That's who drafted him. He played for the Bears.
These people know what their kids, they want their kids to play in the NFL when you name them. You must, right? Because I never worked.
He played for San Francisco too.
Demeus or whatever the hell's name is.
Maybe that's why they got to the league, Keith, because they probably got teased when they were young. They had to, but their dad, believe it or not, Keith, their dad is a professional bodybuilder.
Really?
World champion.
Yeah.
World champion. Is he like a two-time? I think it's two-time world champion.
Mr. Universe or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything come over the wire yet about that, Robbie. Yeah, so shout out to the St. Brown brothers and the Detroit fans. Don't scrutinize Amon for his words because y'all be going off the hook sometimes.
Don't be idiots.
With some of the stuff. Yeah, don't be idiots.
We love you. Don't be idiots.
Love you, but don't be idiots. Tampa Bay, the whole situation with quarterback Baker Mayfield throwing shots at new Atlanta head coach Kevin Stefanski, saying he was the reason why he was shipped off like a piece of garbage. Now, Keith, I heard you earlier talking about that. You know, Kevin wasn't the reason why Watson was the who came in there. But at the same time, you can't really say what happened in that locker room between Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski, because that could have been something that was, you know, Kevin Stefanski and he could have been blown up at each other. And, you know, Kevin might have put a shot in and said, well, we might just have to ship your behind off somewhere else because obviously you don't want to play for me. Could have went like that. Not saying it did, but you know, those are things too. And if Baker's taking it so personal, I would think that, you know, the player at least, you know, knows where he's coming from with that. I'm not saying that it's true all the way. I'm just saying that could
You know
be
what,
part of
though?
it.
I also feel part of this is Baker likes to play with a chip on his shoulder, and this is for himself.
We're not there yet, Robert.
He gets to see him twice a year now. So I feel like Baker might be just trying to motivate himself.
Maybe, yeah, because Atlanta basically was that higher to me. They moved up on that totem pole.
So Yinzer, you say Baker's coming for somebody's buns?
Twice a year.
The Baker?
Twice a season.
The Bakers are coming
Baker's
for buns.
coming for the buns. He's gonna bake some buns. It's not about food. NFL is not about food.
I love those commercials.
With apologies to James and Sonia, how are the Falcons not the favorite in that division? They are.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah.
Was that higher? Yeah.
And
I would
Baker.
have to say
And
so.
apologies to
But
Baker.
with that said, the Saints have promised. They have
do.
promised.
They do.
Yeah,
Are we
know
done
Arnold
talking about
Schwarzenegger.
coaches? Because I want to talk about the Buffalo situation. And
Sure.
Go
I
for it,
love
yeah.
the Buffalo situation. There's
I got-
so much to unpack there.
Terry Pagula is the biggest horse's ass in the NFL, at least today. Because for him to back the bus up like 4 different times and run over Mike McDermott is ridiculous. If you want to fire him because he didn't get you over the hump in 8-9 years, very successful years, and I know it happens. I get it. But for him to go in that press conference and just throw him under the bus for like everything except how much snow Buffalo gets, it's ridiculous. We didn't want T.I. Pullman. Mike did. The GM didn't want him. He interrupted the press conference when they were questioning what's his name, the GM, who gets a raise.
Bain in a position here.
His name is Bean. He interrupts it to throw Mike McDermott under the bus. I mean, classless. I'm sorry. This guy pulled your organization out of the crap hole, and you just threw him under the bus. I'm sure Mike McDermott's going to come out of this fine, but Jesus, unbelievable.
Yeah, I heard Mike McDermott is getting interviewed for the DC position in Green Bay. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm surprised he's not getting a head job right now if he wants one.
He probably
He was a really good coach, man. He got shafted big time. And this may backfire on the Bills pretty much because, I mean, who are you going to get to replace him? I mean, what's out there? I mean, the bottom of the barrel. I mean, are they going to, or is Joe Brady going to get promoted? And if that, with that said, I
think it's Joe Brady.
Yeah, I think it is too. I do too.
And I never like that type of situation because, I mean, how does the OC, your coach get fired, your OC gets promoted within? That seems kind of shady.
After you turn the ball over 7 times in that game. So I think it's Joe Brady, though. I cannot see why else you'd fire Mike McDermott unless you're afraid Joe Brady's going to get away to somebody else.
Well, no,
who's at Excalibur? Why the shuck are you bringing those bad shuck jokes?
I understand the reason why they fired McDermott because he's a defensive-minded coach. The problem that they've had in the offense all the playoffs is that damn defense. The offense has been fine. The defense not living up to its expectations in the playoffs. 13-second drive against Kansas City doing against their defense was all that I had to see right there to tell me Josh didn't have any turnovers until this year. And he's been in the playoffs for the last 4 years. Come on. You gotta either say, dude, and I'm sure they told him that, get the defense together. And they've had players. I don't want to hear about they didn't give them players. They had plenty of players on there. They got hurt. Okay, that's life. But you got to make it work. And if you're not making it work, then you need to fire. You need to fire the guy that's is a defensive minded head coach.
Let me be clear. I don't have a problem with the firing. If you want to fire the guy, I'm okay with it. For you to freaking classlessly throw the guy under the bus today,
that's true.
Whatever it was, that's ridiculous.
And he also did it again with the Keon Coleman pick. He said that was on the coaches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He bails out the GM's getting asked about the Keon Coleman situation and why they picked him in the first place. And he says, hold on a second, let me answer. It wasn't him, it was them. Come on. Just fire the guy and move on.
Mike Tomlin is not going to be coaching this year.
He won't be coaching.
Man, he's trying to. That's funny. There was a spot on the internet that showed him. Mike Tomlin can't get a break because his daughter, her score for whatever she was in the gym was 9.8. Because he always gets 9 and 8 seasons. He said he can't escape 9 and 8. So it was actually pretty funny. Yeah. But but at least he looked happy. Yeah. He looked happy. And I think he's he's probably gonna be warming his butt on a seat in some media outlet. I'm pretty sure pretty soon.
You see that big hefty thing he had on his shoulder called the World, and he just put it on the side. That's why he's all happy and nice, and he gets to be with his wife and his kids and getting interacting there. It's a lot better and a lot easier going than coaching. Let me tell you. And you have to get up early in the morning.
And he's still young enough to enjoy life. He's only 55 or something like that, 56.
Yeah, he's
that. I'm sorry. I think he's 53.
Yeah, I agree with Jay Glazer. He's not coming back.
Danny, I agree. I saw this when it happened, and I was going to bring it up that night when I never got a chance. Biscotti's classless as well. Sorry. When they asked Biscotti, that's what he's talking about. When they fired Harbaugh, they said if he'd beaten Pittsburgh in the last game, would he still be the coach? And he said, yeah, for one more week.
What the hell?
What do you have to say? Shut up and say, we decided to move on.
Regardless of anything, like I said before, regardless of anything, the ownership has much to do with a team succeeding as anybody else.
I agree.
Because they own the team. And this is the same thing I used to say about the Lions, especially the Cleveland Browns ownership right now. Do you really want to win? Or are you just trying to make everything just – I think the Cleveland wants to run a daytime show, so they can have a soap opera, because that's basically what they're running there, is a soap opera. But
hey, Sonia.
South America? Oh, sorry. She said go Pats. Now I feel bad. Sorry, Sonia.
Speaking of the Pats, saw this today.
Sonia called me because I'm a little sneakier with my little shots at the Panthers and say Bo. But she called me out a little bit.
Yeah, she calls everybody out. She gets on everybody. She called my team trash, and I didn't say nothing about her team. But anyway, no. Cam Newton said on his podcast today that New England Patriots are fool's gold and have the easiest path to the Super Bowl. Keith, what do you say to that?
I say, shut up, Cam. Do I need to say more than that? Shut up. You're the same guy who lost his job to a rookie because the rookie knew the playbook backwards and forwards, and you didn't even know page 1. So what do you know about football anyway, except getting to Super Bowls and losing them because you're afraid to jump on a fumble?
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's why we need this.
Boy, Sonya. You're gonna start pressing that button with Sonya's name like 12 times in there.
I just blocked her on my phone. I'm kidding.
Hey, she was with you. Cam can't speak on New England, period. There you go.
There's no way Denver can do anything with Stidham. Sorry. There's no way they can do.
Let me, in all seriousness, about Cam Newton and about the Patriots schedule. The Patriots can't schedule it themselves, right? This isn't college where you go schedule all the non-conference games that you want and get some tough ones and some easy ones. You play who you get. And the
Play
teams
who's
that
in front of you. Yeah.
And the teams that they played that were on they were on those teams' level last year. They blew most of those teams out of the freaking building. They had the second or third best point differential football this year. So it isn't like they were sneaking by bad teams. So, shut up, Cam.
Yeah, Cam's
And they probably beat the best defense in football in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
that was the best defense in football. Yeah. And even then they had trouble with that defense. It's just see, that's the same thing I had to say about Seattle. But Seattle has a more steadier offense than if Houston had Seattle's offense, they probably would have won that game, but they don't. They got CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, on the other hand, I don't know. I'm for that the Texans kind of look for somebody else right now because he's getting worse and worse every season. And that's
maybe he needs a quarterback whisperer like
did win
O'Connell.
10 straight games.
You know what I mean? Because there's I mean,
well, 3 of them were with
3 were
quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anybody who's their offensive coordinator? Who's their quarterback's coach? I mean, seem like there's some things there that can be fixed.
Can I ask you a question? Did Bobby Herbert look any better last week, by the way? Can we give the defense of New England a little bit of credit for the fact that CJ Stroud was lost on Sunday? Because Herbert was just as lost a week ago. Nobody's talking about benching him. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he played great and he played pretty bad, but we do this all the time, and I do the same thing. When teams play really well or teams play badly, we don't look at the other side and why those things happened. Right? We don't give any credit to the defense when the offense looks like crap. But
anyway. I mean, New England, to me, I already have Seattle and New England in the Super Bowl. I just think that New England has a good enough defense to stifle the Broncos in Denver.
So it'll be another ugly.
Buffalo did it. Buffalo limped in there basically with an offense, and they almost beat them. So I mean, it took them overtime to win that game, Denver. So I mean, New England is.
Does the altitude play a factor?
It can if it's a close game in the fourth quarter. I mean, I've seen it happen to the Patriots out there, right? They run out of gas. It depends on how the rest of the game goes, though, right? It isn't just like what you hit the wall like this and you know when it's going to happen. If the defense isn't overtaxed in the first 3 quarters, well, then you might survive the altitude for 4 quarters. If they're on the field too much, which they were a lot, they were on the field a lot against Houston, I thought, getting turnovers, but it could have come into play, in a close game in the fourth quarter. If they spent a lot of time on the field before that, I think it's going to be another ugly game. I mean, get ready for it. I think it's going to be ugly like Buffalo, Denver was ugly, and both Patriot games were pretty ugly.
Sonia, dear, he knew you were coming out. He knew you were going to be in a comment. He knew you were going to be in a comment, so he just dipped on you. That's what it was.
But you know what, James? There's no style points now. You don't get points for style. All you got to do is win.
That's
Surviving.
right.
That's it.
I agree. Yeah, I got New England. I'm just going to put it out there now because I just don't. It's going to be
I'd be shocked. I mean,
it's going to be a Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl rematch from years ago.
It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Goff played in it.
The Rams. Man, get out of here. The Rams aren't winning. Beating the
Rams. Yeah.
I mean, Stafford would have to go out there and have like Hall of Fame day to me to win that game.
What's he talking about?
The Knicks.
The Knicks? What's that got to do with the Patriots' easy schedule? I'm confused. Danny, stop talking into your phone. Jeez.
Yeah, he is working a cracking game. He's at the stadium right now. He proved it to us.
Yeah. He was on, Sonia. He was on. He's having some issues with a lot of noise in the background too.
He had himself barricaded in an office there, and they were trying to break in. I think that's what it sounded like to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed
to be here, sir.
So yeah, the New England Patriots Denver game in Denver. I think that did Denver have the line on that one? The Patriots are favored by 4.5 in that one.
Against
Seattle's
Denver?
favored by 2.5. Yes.
Yeah. They opened at 4.5. I'm surprised it hasn't gone up, quite frankly. I'm glad it hasn't gone up because I want to bet the Patriots, but better bet them now.
Yeah, that's going to be the first game of our 2 on Sunday. Thank God we stopped the splits.
And by the way,
Rams in Seattle.
I have to now vent about something else. Who schedules a freaking baby christening on Championship Sunday? I'll tell you who. My stepdaughter for my granddaughter. Are you freaking kidding me? I got to
Did you
rush.
watch podcast.
Now, the good news is it may get snowed out. So I don't want to feel bad or good, but I feel good that it might get snowed out.
Just that guy. Bring that comment back up. Look,
Who is that?
the Rams do have real talent, but you're telling me Seattle does not? And the coaching, I'm sorry, there's still some really good coaching there with Seattle as well. I like McVay, but McVay has been I don't know. They had a couple of questionable calls as well with some of the games. I don't know.
McVay's been here before. You got to give the edge in coaching, I think, to the Rams a little bit.
I know you want to feel like you're special, but no, I'm not the only. You're not the only one I'm flashing the comments on the screen. Maybe you just can't see the other ones. I don't know. Love you though.
You're just beating out everybody with your comments.
That's what it is. Yeah, you're infiltrating our comment section, which is fine. Good for that. Hey, just some other sports news, basketball related, actually. Jimmy Butler out for the rest of the season for Golden State.
That
hurts them.
That's painful.
Yeah.
And Kuminga wants to be traded. On top of that, yes. Yikes.
You know, I thought Jimmy Butler was a great fit here, and it's been taking some time. They've been very up and down, right? But I think as the season would have gone on, I think they would have gotten better and better, the Warriors, and they would have been dangerous come playoff time. But this hurts a lot. I thought he was a great fit there.
Golden State is doing the one thing that happens to everybody.
Got old.
They're getting old.
I can second that remark. Although the alternative is much worse.
That's true.
You want to get old, yes.
What's going on, Dennis? He's a Philadelphia fan. He does a podcast.
Hello,
Watch
Dennis.
it, man.
I guess, Keith, you're saying you'd rather have an ACL tear than an AFib, right?
Yeah.
It was bad luck there when he went to San
I like it here a lot, James. I plan on sticking around for another 35 years and pissing people off even more.
There you go.
That's right.
You can really be the get off the lawn guy.
Right. Imagine me at freaking 95. Holy shit, man.
Get off my lawn. Run him over with a Torino.
Where's my Gatorade?
My wife wakes up screaming thinking about me at 95. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, that's another thing that's been brewing real slow too. You think they're going to have baseball next year?
No. There'll be a lockout next year for sure. There's zero chance there won't be. And I go back and forth on the whole salary cap thing. I don't like it because I don't like any kind of limitation of salaries. If somebody's willing to pay you, then God bless them. The bigger problem in baseball is the people who don't spend money than the people that do, in my mind. So
what's the move that the Yankees just did? Bellinger?
They re-signed Bellinger.
Bellinger to catch him. Yeah, that's a good move.
Do
you think it's a good one? Yeah,
huge.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
their offseason has been a disaster. Without re-signing Bellinger, it would have been even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, AC. I saw that comment about the Celtics. Yeah, man, they're number 2 in the East, right? Behind the Pistons. Behind the Pistons. Wow.
And Knicks have been sucking wind.
Yeah, they've been. They lose the last 9-11 games.
Yeah.
They're in trade conversation for getting the Greek Freak.
They're too busy with the thumbs up their ass.
About 3 years ago, talking about that.
Yeah, we know, Robbie. You kick over garbage cans when your neighbor's garbage cans. I'm surprised they haven't voted you off the block yet.
Oh, that's the guy. I've been looking for him too.
So other than that, I mean, GM Lynch said that Brandon Ayuk is not going to be back. Good chance he's not being back. And
I think we all knew that.
They're not going to try to trade Mac Jones. They're trying to keep him, but that's wishful thinking, in my opinion, because they'll probably get something good for him because some team out there will be desperate enough to do it.
Bless you, Keith.
Thank you.
And then getting reports that Kubiak is in the Raiders right now, getting interviewed for OC position.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What a career
OC.
killer.
Oh, my God.
What a career killer. Don't take that
This
job.
will be his first coaching job. That's what you want to do? Coach? No, come on, man. Don't do it. Oh,
That might happen. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. It ain't too
that's
far
where
from
football
San
players
Fran.
go to die. There in Washington. Or used to be
Coach
in
Washington.
Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
Yeah.
I love it though. Mike McDaniel canceled his interviews for head coach position with Cleveland. It's like, nope. I'm good. I'm good, guys. I'm good. I'm going to Los Angeles, so I'm good.
Sound like he's not a Midwest guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been the same way.
How are you going to play in the Northeast or the Midwest and have one pant leg up, one pant leg down? You're not going to be able to do that. You know.
Mm-mm. No, not in the cold. No. Well, I mean, fortunately, if he would have been with the Lions, I mean, they are in an indoor stadium.
Yeah.
It would just be screwed if he has to go to Green Bay and Chicago. So, hey, Yoli.
He'd be trembling in fear every time he got called to Dan Campbell's office, Mike McDaniel. I guarantee you. It's probably best they didn't bring him in there, Brian.
I mean, there's a competition between Dan Campbell's bites and McDaniel's bites to see which one who had a better bites at the media stand. But I thought that would have been the best part of the whole situation.
That would have been
can outbite each other, And by the way, Stefanski is bringing over Reese as OC from the Browns. So
Bye, Zach Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Zach Robinson was fired anyway.
Yeah, he has some interviews though. Yeah.
Do you think he'll find a job as a head coach or an OC, Zach?
UFL maybe.
UFL.
He may head to college at some point. He's dabbled in interviews there already. There was a lot of talk he was going to get the job at Oklahoma State, his alma mater.
Who said we want to get rid of St. Brown? Nobody said we're going to want to get rid of St. Brown. You're high.
Maybe. Damian always says some off the wall things, man.
That's high. Hey, do you think that Jim Schwartz would take the head coaching job at Cleveland? Because they interviewed him.
Possibly.
I would feel that's the only way they can go at this point. I don't really think anybody wants to coach for Cleveland. And if you got a guy that asked, he did ask if he could be the head coach. He asked if he could have an interview for a head coaching position there. Hey, take the guy that's asking. Don't take the guy that you have to, call on the phone and say, hey, you want to do a coaching interview?
Has he had one job, just the one job with the Lions, Jim Schwartz, or did he coach anywhere else?
He was a defensive coordinator for, I want to say, Buffalo.
Well, he's been around defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's been around. Yeah, he's a
head
defensive
coach, only the one
head
job.
coaching job. Yeah, with the Lions. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he got kind of screwed out of that job too. But anyway, that was the Lions. So I'm just whatever.
I want to see Jim Harbaugh down one more time. That's what I want to see there.
I doubt it.
No. Deion don't want to coach. He was coaching a mess at Colorado. Why do you think he's going to be coaching a mess at Cleveland? And that's different, two different things. College and an NFL team. No, I wouldn't want that job. Oh, he was.
As a player, I guess a long time ago as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the fans that he's talking about right there. Idiots.
Is Damian
love-
Lions
love the
fan?
Li- I just love mine though. I love Lions fans after you done roasted them practically. But I mean, I do that all the time on my shows too. When I do the One Ass Cheek Three Toes show, it's just incredible how idiotic they are when they make comments about stuff. It's like, do you understand the game of football? Are you just I mean, you could be a fan, but shut up if it comes to, anything that's technical about it. Just don't even say nothing because you don't know. But anyway,
What would Jesus do? Not Coach Cleveland.
He would walk over Cleveland
right.
Walk over Cleveland.
like on water.
Now
I
we're
think,
bored.
I think it would rain 40 days and 40 nights just in that area in Cleveland.
I was worried I was going to be lonely in hell, but apparently I won't be.
Yeah. Well, you're not.
Oh, yeah, we all got first class tickets.
Yeah, we're getting
Great.
there. First class. Yeah. Anybody else got any significant news they want to share about their teams? James, anything from New Orleans?
LSU, they're trying to get Jordan Seaton out of Colorado, the former five-star left tackle. They were courting him over the weekend. They didn't get an answer out of him. He went to Atlanta. He doesn't live in Atlanta. Why is he and his uncle in Atlanta? They flew to Atlanta. Lane Kiffin got in his airplane, flew to follow him, and so did Lanning as well. Got there. They both took pictures separately and both went back. And so he canceled his meeting in Oregon, but Lanning did go to Atlanta and talk to him. We don't know what came of that yet. That's all that's known by today. And so we're still trying to get that. But Lane Kiffin has 40 players from the portal. 40 players. And a lot of them are 3, 4, and 5-star players. They just poached a player from Ole Miss, the edge. Prince Will, I can't say his last name, begins with a U. You might know. Keith, you know?
I'm sorry, was that? I dozed off for a second.
Prince, the edge. Prince Will Human Yolam.
His name. Well, yeah, but yeah. I know you're talking
They
about.
got him. They end up getting him. LSU got him. So
It's a good get.
to be determined what LSU is going to look like this season.
Sam Levitt, nice pickup too for LSU. I don't know if we talked about that last week or not, but great pickup for Lane.
I'm sorry, Danny. You can be mad all you want. I mean, I don't know who your team is,
but he gets the job.
If you're winning, yes, exactly.
He's a UCLA fan, so there you go.
Oh man. Wow. Yikes.
Not even in
When's the last time they had?
Come on, Danny. He's not even in your conference.
Speaking of the portal, I'll leave you with this before I go do my college show. That you can book that Darian Mensah will be the quarterback of the U next year for sure.
Yes, and with that said, I just read about him. They're trying to get arbitration in Duke or wherever it is in court to try to stop that. But that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
He's been permitted to enter the portal, but he can't sign anywhere until there's a ruling. So
right.
But by all, it appears he's already signed, sealed, and delivered to the Hurricanes.
I agree with you. It's done. And it's what it is. Everybody, I know we got a few seconds. Everybody does the same thing. Duke did it. They got Mensah the same way from Tulane. They did the same thing.
This is what we live in today. Like whether we like it or not, everybody's playing by the same rules.
Until it happens to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we shall close the show. I just want to send a special shout out there to one of my podcast buddies, JB. He's going to lose his uncle, dad, as he calls him, because in a few hours. So he's not in the best shape right now. So send my prayers out to you guys,
God
to you,
bless.
man, and your family.
Yeah.
Other than that, we will see you tomorrow for Pink Fan Furs fan show that we have every Thursday. It's going to be on at 8, by the way, 8 p.m., not 9. So look for it early. And then on Friday, it'll be Friday Night with the Fellas. Sonia will be on there. She won't be in the comments. Maybe that's unfortunately or fortunately, whatever you like. Anyway. And then on Saturday, we got the debate show. And on Sunday, the big football show. Actually, it's going to be truncated to an hour because football is winding down in every facet. So we'll start getting into the basketball and the hockey and all that good stuff. All right. Oh, the Chiefs did hire him finally. Okay, good job. All right. And you have a great evening too, Featherbird. Everybody, have a great evening. Peace out.
See you guys.
And check out Keith's podcast tomorrow, or right after this one. College football.